I know that you are having a hard time right now. That everything seems to crumble around you. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best for you.
Hi guys, I just wanted to get on here and say sorry that I haven't posted many videos. Yesterday I just tried to keep my mind busy by doing my normal routine around the house, cleaning the bathrooms, putting dishes away, vacuuming, got caught up in my journaling. My dad passed away last Tuesday night at 10:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He had cancer and he was suffering greatly. And even though I knew that he was going to die because he was on hospice, when I got the phone call and it was 11:30 my time, my sister had called me to tell me that he had passed. I just kind of went numb, and she asked me if I was okay, and I said, yeah, I'm okay. And I hung up the phone, and my husband woke up, and I told him that my dad had died, and he asked me if I was okay, and I didn't really know how to answer him. And he tried to hug me, and I just felt my body kind of stiffen up, and he knows sometimes that I just don't want to be touched. And I turned on Golden Girls. It's like the one thing that we have right now for free that I could watch. And it was the episode where Rose brings home that man. She doesn't know he's married, and he dies while he's spending the night there. And they go to, check on him, and he ends up passing away in his sleep from like a heart attack or something. And they're telling him that, yeah, he bought the farm. And I was like laughing at the little joke, and I'm thinking in my head, how can I laugh when my dad just died? And the last time I've seen that episode, because I've seen Golden Girls like I don't know how many times, my dad was alive the last time I watched it. My dad was alive last Tuesday before that. And Wednesday morning was my daughter Jillian's birthday. She was 12 that day. And I didn't know what to do because my heart was hurting, but I knew I needed to make the day okay for her. And I had to let my kids know before they went to school that he had passed, in case they found out from a teacher, because I have other people following like my Facebook and Instagram accounts. And it was just really hard that day to smile, but I still didn't cry. Like I couldn't understand why I couldn't cry. It was a really weird feeling. And when Jillian got home from school, we took her to frozen yogurt, and the kids kind of like seemed in shock, like I was. They hadn't really said much, and my husband cried, and that made me feel guilty that he was crying and I wasn't crying. When we got to the mall, Jillian actually asked if she could go off with her friend by herself and use some of her birthday money, and she didn't want me or my husband with her, which is normal at 12. But that's when my heart shattered. That's when I broke. I just think all the emotions of losing my dad, and that my daughter was growing up and she didn't want me with her, that's when I lost it. Was at the mall, and I had to walk really quick because I didn't want people to see me crying. And then the days following, grief comes in huge waves. 1 minute I'll be fine, and the next minute I'm not. I continually have thoughts of last time I vacuumed my house, my dad was alive. Last time I cleaned my bathrooms, my dad was alive. Last time I raked the yard, my dad was alive. So yesterday was the week that he passed, and it was a little bit better yesterday. I didn't cry yesterday. I tried to stay away from songs that triggered me and made me feel sad, but he was such a loving father. He was always there for me and my sister. He never faltered in his love for us. people would say, oh, your dad was, a security blanket. He bailed you out every time something went wrong. But that wasn't true. He just prayed with me and my sister over our problems. And I strive to be the kind of parent that he was, that to be there for my kids the way he was there for me. And he would offer his advice and I would roll my eyes at him and half the time, not take it. And he knew that it was part of growing up, even as an adult, like having to learn from mistakes. And he never ever once said, I told you so. He would just help me put the pieces back together and pray over those pieces. He's the one that taught me about Jesus' love and how to have a personal relationship with him and to open up my Bible and to study God's Word. My father was an alcoholic for many, many years. I don't remember much of his drinking days or drug days, but he became a born-again Christian in the 80s, and he turned his whole life around and dedicated his life to living for Jesus. And that's what he installed on me. He was the one that pushed me to sing at church and to learn all the praise songs. And I just have so many fond memories of my dad. Looking at his Bible a few clips ago, I'm so glad I have his writing in there, and how his relationship was with Jesus. Yesterday, Allie had appointments, and that's us sitting in the office waiting. Just weird to go on with everyday life after someone you love has passed. And like I said, I'm glad he's not in pain, but there's, a hole right now in my heart, because I know that he's no longer going to call me on the phone and say hello, or I can't just call him when I want to tell him news. It was weird the other day. I was looking for songs to make a playlist for my mom, and I came across a cover of a Fleetwood Mac song. I can't remember the girl's name, but it was so good, and I was like, oh, I should share this with my dad. He would really like it. But, it hit me. I can't share it with him because he's not here. Or when my son was talking about fixing his bike, and that my dad given him a bike a couple years ago, and he didn't know wanted how to change something, and I was like, why don't you just call him? I almost had the words out of my mouth before I realized my mistake, because it's just so second nature to think that he's here. And my son and husband just kind of looked at me, and I had to walk out of the room because it just hurt so bad that no, can't just call him because he's not here. And I think all of that's normal. My kids have all reacted in different ways, and I snapped at my oldest son because I didn't think he cared at one point, but he does, and it's just the way his brain is handling grief. He just has to keep busy, so he doesn't have to stop and think about it. It's just hard. It's hard to lose somebody that you love. He has a celebration of life coming up next month, and honestly, you guys, I don't know if I can go. There's other circumstances right now going on in our lives that play a huge part, and it's not financial. Because, we have an emergency credit card, and I know my family would help get me out there. It's something totally different that I can't really share on here, but just please pray for us. If it's in God's will, then I'll be there. If it's not, then it's not. And my dad let me know before he passed that was okay. It was okay because his physical self is not here. And I got to say goodbye to him back in January. If we don't go, I am going to be working on something that they could share at the celebration of life. Please, no judgment. Everybody has something in their own path, and it's not that I don't care about him if I don't go, or I don't think I would regret it. Of course I want to go, but like I said, there's other circumstances playing a huge part in that factor. So I just, need prayer. My family needs prayer, and I miss him, and I don't think grief ever goes away. It just has stages, and right now I'm in the stage of he's just not here, and I keep going back to I just can't call him, or I'm never gonna see his picture on my phone when he calls me. And Cooper here has been a huge comfort. Dogs are smart. He knows that I've been sad, and he's rarely left my side through all of this, and he lays with me continually, and he's a huge comfort to me. I need to get back into walking and doing some yoga, and I mean, I'm trying to keep busy too, but I find myself kind of staring off into space a lot, but I think that's probably to be expected. So the weirdest things trigger it, the grief, and I'll be fine, and then I won't be. I'll just start crying. And then I know my sister's feeling the same way, and I can't imagine her grief because she's there and having to plan, the funeral and helping with all of that, and I'm just kind of in the background with that stuff. But my dad was a great man. He was the true picture of a father, even with his flaws, and his flaws are what made him great, because his flaws are what led him to Christ, and to teach that to me and my sister. And I'm just so happy that he's in heaven right now, rejoicing with his Father. Oh, I can't believe he's gone, but life keeps happening and we keep moving forward, and that's all I can do. I thank you guys. If you commented on my Instagram or my Facebook, and I've been really slow to reply to comments, but I've read every single one of them. But I just wanted to get down here and let you guys know that I'm thinking of you, and I appreciate all of your prayers and all of your support. And he was such a good man, and the world's a little bit darker without him in it, because he brought so much light to my life, to my kids' life, to my husband, to my mom, to my sister, to everyone, his friends, and he just touched so many people, and he left a legacy. He truly did, and I'll miss him so much. All right, guys. Feels weird to say chicken tendies, but I guess chicken tendies, and I'll see you in the next vlog.